It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight's broadcast will feature
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you. We're live at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. The home of the Warriors, live on 2K Sports. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. Well, it was the Golden State Warriors in their last game, a loss to the New Orleans Pelicans. That one was real close, too. They lost by just 2 points.
That final score really caught a lot of people off guard. I think we would have to quantify that one as an upset.
No question. I know I did not see that coming, especially when they had a chance to win it late in the fourth quarter. I thought for sure they'd get it done.
Let's check out Pittsburgh's starting lineup. Livingston is out there with Horford. Then there's Devin Booker, and it's Chandler, and it's Dunn in at the 1. Sabonis, and that one comes up a bit short. Scoring has never been an issue for Booker, but as he grows into a bigger role, Brent, on this team, you'll want him to do more than just score.
Of course, a remarkable shooter. You'd like his shot selection to get better. You'll wonder, as this team grows and grows around what Devin Booker has in terms of his potential, where it is that he can go.
Dunn misses. Here's the Warriors with the ball. And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Steve Kerr. David.
Thanks, Kevin. He talked about the challenge tonight defensively and going up against a team that can really execute. He said those guys make the most of every possession. They cut to the basket, move the ball well. We have to make them take difficult, contested shots to give ourselves the best chance to win. We know how hard that is to accomplish, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Well, they're aware of how difficult an opponent this is to defend. A lot of good shooters they have to deal with.
Which means being extra active with their perimeter D. Fighting through screens, quick switches, all the little things they need to do to prevent those open looks.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. I expect a lot of movement defensively. They have to be reacting and, like a watch, rotating all night long.
On defense, Pittsburgh still without a basket in the game. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
And it's not that you have to take chances, but you got to step up your effort and try to get disruptive. They never did that. And on the road, that's a recipe for disaster.
Now here's Booker. Really struggled in their loss against Utah. Brent, over the past decade, we've seen the creation of several super teams. How hard is it to manage the various egos and make sure the touches are the same, or at least they understand why the touches are being doled out the way they are?
I think the teams that have great management and great coaches that are in touch with these guys, Kevin, understand what type of player are you getting, doing your homework and understanding, are these guys at a situation in their careers where they're still needing to prove something, or are they ready to get down to the business of winning? If it's about winning, that ego goes out the door. It's where you got to put a body on the guy. His will is incredible down on the interior, fighting and clawing for every rebound.
Jokic a screen. Here's Schroeder. Pittsburgh pulls it in.
Those are the types of looks that you got to finish deep in the paint and limited defensive effort.
The dish to Dunn. The 11-footer. The shot misses. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. They're getting their first look at the season at Pittsburgh in this one.
And last season, they made short work of this club. 2 games, 2 wins.
Sort of representative of how they each finished the season. One a playoff team, the other on the outside looking in. I think things may play out the same way this year, too.
And when you see T.J. Warren on the court, I just love his activity. I mean, he's always cutting and moving without the basketball. Very adept at finding those openings on the floor.
And Warren last season had his year interrupted by injury, cooled off after the fast start. But, Greg, he will always play with that activity.
Yeah, and he's so good at switching directions on a defender. Seemingly simple moves help him create great space both with and without the ball.
Well, if Horford was a doctor, that's where he'd operate. When he gets it like that, he's always money from there.
Schroeder outside. 4 seconds left. And Chandler sends it back.
That's what he does, Tyson Chandler, redirecting that one.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. It's Pittsburgh up by 1. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And guys, when you consider how Pittsburgh is doing, your thought? Now done. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And a moment now to reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Pittsburgh looking at who they've got out there. Horford is out there with Chandler. Then there's Dunn, and there's Livingston, and it's Booker in at the 2-guard spot. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
And you look at the way the Warriors went through the postseason last year. The team was certainly on a mission. They swept through the Western Conference, and you could see tremendous laser focus as they tried to avenge that 16 loss to the Cavs.
Yep, it counts. Sabonis has got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Warriors.
Jokic always with the heads-up display there, looking attentive, and a fantastic job of finding the open man.
McCollum against Booker. Six to shoot. Over in the corner, Livingston. Shoots over Warren. Livingston, that's good. Livingston's got the lead up to 1 now for Pittsburgh.
So hard for guards to contest Sean Livingston on shots like that.
Schroeder kicks to Sabonis. Schroeder outside. Jokic a screen. McCollum outside. Al Horford with the rebound.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Devin Booker is such a natural and gifted scorer. Even when he gets hit on that play, he stays in control with that shot.
Free throw good, Booker. And a guy like Devin Booker, so deadly already at such a young age in this NBA. Brent, the ease in which he scores is something that's hard to find in a player.
Well, it definitely is. And then the idea that you force a young player, Kevin, to take on that kind of load for what you do offensively. Averaged 11 shots his rookie year and then up to 18 in his second season. It's tough to sustain that kind of offensive relentlessness throughout the course of an NBA year. He did it last year. We'll see if he can do it again.
Power down with both hands.
Booker finding the open man that time, trying to get his teammates going.
Warriors trail by 4. Schroeder passes to Jokic. Back to Schroeder. And here's Warren for 3. It's not going to go for him. So Pittsburgh will take it the other way. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota, where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That will be the 4th of the string of 5 played on the road. Dunn kicks to Horford. Shoots from 14. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Horford's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. McCollum with the ball. Really disappointing game for him in that loss to New Orleans. Sabonis, the pass to Warren. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Some guys just take pride in how they set screens. It might seem like a small part of the game, but as you saw there, it can have a huge impact in getting a shooter an open look at the basket.
Here's Horford. That one rolling around and rims out.
Just like to see the defensive effort get better for their ball club. They can't expect guys to miss the mid-range Jays every time.
They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Dunn kicks to Booker. There's the pick. Chandler with a screen for Booker. But they get it back. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Now here's Dunn. He's guarded by Schroeder. McCollum against Booker. Here's Horford. Horford missing again.
And lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. You just can't buy a bucket right now.
Here's Schroeder. Poke loose and stolen by Dunn. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get
The 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome
Show.
back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith for Pittsburgh. Kenny, some perspective, please.
So far, I love their commitment on the glass. Even when they were playing well, their rebounding remained a priority. And so far, the other side hasn't matched their efforts.
Shaq, how'd you think? And that wraps up halftime.
Bye, Ernie.
Welcome back to the Bay Area, everyone, as we take a peek at Coit Tower, the skyline of gorgeous San Francisco just behind. Pittsburgh leading by 4. They've got McCollum. Jokic is out there with Sabonis. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Warren in at the 3, the small forward. That's the Warriors' 5. Booker inside. He's guarded by Schroeder, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Devin Booker is flat out a scoring machine. He shoots a pretty decent percentage from everywhere on the floor.
He's perfect from the line this time. And Brent, even though it might be somewhat counterintuitive, the numbers show that up-tempo styles are fairly high in efficiency. That may surprise some people. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think what gives in that scenario, Kevin, is it's so hard to scramble back with teams that are operating in the first 6 or 7 seconds of the shot clock to cover the three-point line. All of a sudden, you're running out to guys and opening up space in the interior. That's going to open up drive opportunities to the lane and easy layups. And where you see that most are big men who are getting taken advantage of by running back into the paint. Those threes are worth more than 2. That math class pays off.
It does. I can tell. Chandler kicks to Horford. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Pittsburgh shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Here's Dunn. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Offside Chandler. Just 5 on the clock. Booker with it. Now defended by Jokic. Shot from the top of the key. Good. He hits the jump shot. Booker's got the lead up to 6 now for Pittsburgh.
And that is countless off-season drilling with that kind of footwork to get that separation.
Jokic kicks it over to Schroeder. Jokic with a screen on Booker. Schroeder against Booker. And Jokic wide open. He shoots. That 3 off the mark. Pittsburgh leading by 6.
Love the way that Sean Livingston goes to work when he's on the floor. He knows exactly what his strengths are and how to run an offense. He can act as a scorer at times and usually does it from that mid-range post area. As a guard, not many three-point shots, but devastating from about 8 feet out.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Dunn kicks to Booker. The pass to Dunn. Here's Chandler. No good with the layup.
Yeah, I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
For Pittsburgh, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And with the height that Sean Livingston has, he provides a mismatch for smaller guards. Also can pass right over the top of them. Brett, I got to tell you, he reminds me a bit of how you used to play.
Well, there's no way that I had that kind of post game, Kevin, but it's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Sean does a great job, however, of finding the spots on the floor where he can be most effective. He does not try to do things whenever he's not at that 12 to 16 foot range where he does most of his damage.
We've got 1:08 left here in the third quarter. Chandler with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Over Warren. Misses off the right iron. Warriors trail by 6. Knocked loose. In transition, here comes Pittsburgh. A nice shot by Booker.
That's an instinctual scoring play from Devin Booker.
Warriors have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Schroeder outside. There's a screen. Clock at 6, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
Sabonis is going to get better and better at setting screens for his basketball team. Nice unselfish play there.
Livingston dishes to Chandler, and Booker kicks to Chandler. Good defense by Jokic. Warriors have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Feeds it to Schroeder. And it's sent back by Horford.
Al Horford positioning himself perfectly and swats that shot.
Got it!
Oh.
He got it!
That's
What
game.
a shot!
That's it.
Wow, what a miracle heave to
You're not
finish
coming back
off
from
the
that.
quarter. How'd he get
You're
that
not.
one to go?
He's excited.
And so it's the visiting team in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. We'll return shortly. Now let's listen in to head coach Steve Kerr.
Eventually, we're going to have some fun tonight.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. So it's the Warriors now. 9-point game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. And Pittsburgh, looking at who they've got out there. They've got Livingston. Then Booker out there with Dunn. Then there's Horford. And it's Chandler in at the 5 spot. And Dennis Schroeder out of Germany handed the keys as the full-time starter at the point guard in his 4th season.
And with his confidence and competitive spirit, you know he was chomping at the bit for that opportunity. And you got to love his athleticism coupled with that big play capability. It's just exciting to see how good this young man can become.
Here's Horford, hits the jump hook.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Schroeder passes to McCollum. Over Booker, and the shot is good. The Pittsburgh league has been cut down to just 6 points with the basket from McCollum.
Well, defenses gear up to stop McCollum from the 3-point line, but he can get around you into mid-range and settle in from there.
Horford in the post. Comes up empty down low.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Horford sets a screen for Dunn. Horford in the post. He's guarded by Schroeder. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Fourth quarter now. We're about 1.5 minutes in. Pass to Jokic. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. 8 points for Jokic.
I respect the touch of Jokic on the inside. If he's good with the ball and soft hands as a passer, why not around the rim?
Booker dishes to Dunn. Out to the right wing. Horford kicks to Dunn. Chandler, the pass to Booker. The feed to Livingston. Picked by Horford. A second chance effort. Here's Chandler. And at last, they get one to fall. And Pittsburgh leads by 7. The Warriors have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Here's Schroeder. Makes it off the glass. Schroeder's got 10 points in just the second half.
There's no doubt that Schroeder is not the first option, but he's still an option. Great confidence there and a big shot.
Here's the teardrop. And Horford with the lay-in. Horford's got 7 points for the quarter.
A terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
Here's Schroeder. Pittsburgh pulls it in. 1:19 left here in the fourth quarter. Picked by Horford. Here's Dunn. Chandler with a screen for Dunn. Now here's Livingston. He's guarded close. They get the rebound. This is to Dunn. .51 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Kicks to Horford. Passes it to Dunn. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Schroeder. Dunn's shot's good.
Timeout.
Dunn's got the lead up to 9 now for Pittsburgh.
What about the concentration of Dunn nailing the shot right in the D's face?
Timeout called the Warriors. They're behind by 9. There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, they got to get straight to the hoop, then a foul immediately.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Here's Gibson. There's a screen by Chris. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
He's able to hit the second one, and that brings them within 8.
He needed to convert on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Marco Bellinelli. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're down by 8. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Five-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's McCollum off the drive. That one doesn't go. Now, here's Dunn. He's guarded by Schroeder. And here is Dunn. So it's Pittsburgh picking up the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Olney.
Schroeder 30, Jokic and Warren 24, 18, CJ 2 for 6 night. Didn't even shoot a single 3. That's odd. 12 points from him. Sabonis with 6 points. Horford and Booker both dropping over 30 each. 42 from Horford. Dunn with 21 points. He did have that half-court heave. And Chandler, Livingston both with 12 and 15. Kind of looks like they just got smashed in the paint. Yeah, the fact that the Warriors didn't shoot a single, only shot 2 threes, that's out of the ordinary.
Domestic, and I chill the way you met me. With a jet ski, a tattoo, Etsy. My next lead, no mad rap, ass cat, wave my check beat.